Hello and welcome to the Answer to Everything, the 42nd podcast. I'm your usual host, Joe Scorn Brace, and I'm joined here by Tony Tones at RT.
Hello, that's me.
And I think we can go straight into the Ed Sheeran conspiracy theories because I haven't been playing that much this week.
No, I haven't even played one thing this week, but I'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Next time. On Beastworks. What? That's an old reference.
You're not meant to see that. But okay. Here's a picture of Ed Sheeran instead. I'll just switch to my reading notes so I can read Matt's conspiracy theory. So, it's the end of Game of Thrones, which you have seen now.
Yeah, I solved the problem of what happened.
You fell asleep watching Game of Thrones.
I watched it on the night at I think I watched it at 3:30 or something.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. And I woke up in my bed with my computer off.
And you forgot.
And I forgot I needed to watch it. I think I turned it off.
You think you were watching Game of Thrones and said, "Oh fuck," walked up, turned it off, and then went back to bed.
Yeah, I don't know. I was tired at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I won't fall asleep in Game of Thrones."
Usually, if you have gaps in your memory, you should
worry,
talk to the doctor or something.
No, I've got it. I've had it before. It's it's not when I'm not going to sleep, but when I'm tired or waking up, I will turn off my alarm and then go back to bed and have no recollection of doing it.
Oh, I do that all the time.
So I'm like, who turned off my alarm? There was one time I woke up. I picked up my phone to turn it off, and it's then I woke up and went, I've caught the perpetrator. It was me. I turned it off.
See, I do that all the time because my dad gets really angry with me because he has full conversations with me.
Yeah, I used to do that. I don't anymore though.
Because he goes, Joe, it's like, are you getting up? And I'm like, yeah. I even pretend to get up, and then I go back to sleep and have no recollection of it. Or he'll Joe, an important package is coming today. Can you get this? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. I'll get it. And then I go back to sleep, and he's like, what? Did you get that package? I was like, what? What?
Yeah, I used when I was younger. If I woke up and my parents walked me around when I was asleep, and then I would kind of look like I wake up and then just talk to them. But I wasn't actually there.
Your subconscious is talking to them, so you have no memory of it.
Or maybe you are talking to them, but you don't. Your brain goes, "Oh, it's a dream. I won't remember it."
I guess
it could be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't tell because I can only remember dreams the ones just before I wake up. Clearly, there's loads of them.
I can always wake up enough to turn off an alarm clock to miss it.
Yeah.
Because my brain naturally, automatically wakes me up before my alarm goes off. It's really weird.
Only if I'm not really tired. If it's normal, I will do that. Yeah. I wake up just before the alarm, then I turn it off.
So I have a massive alarm clock. It's this massive. It's a mechanical one. It's a bell. Yeah. So when it goes, the whole house can hear it. I'm so scared of it. My body will wake me up before the alarm clock goes off, just so it can turn it off. I can get up.
So I've pretty much used my phone for quite a while now for my alarm clock.
I have to use my phone now because that alarm clock's broken.
Okay.
Oh, I used before you go. I used to have an alarm clock that was like a football alarm clock. Because it was like a little goalie, and the alarm was, it would go, ole, 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 we are the fans.
I wouldn't wake up for that. I would go back to sleep.
It was just like that football chant every time it went off. And I used to sleep on a bunk bed, and I remember so often hearing ole, 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 and then just smashing it on the floor from the top of the bunk bed. And then it would just be like...
What I was going to say is... My story is I used to use an alarm that was kind of loud, and I realised that just really irritated me. And if I wake up irritated, it takes me ages to properly wake up. So I changed it to something that slowly got louder over time. So
I'm just making sure we're recording. Just double check.
I was wondering what the hell are you doing? But no, if I had to choose something that slowly I realised if you have something for me, if it starts off really quiet and it gets louder and louder, I will If I don't wake up before it, I'll wake up during the first bit and then turn it off before it gets really loud.
Yeah.
Or if I'm really asleep, I'll wake up with the loud part and then turn it off. And it works better for me.
I was watching a Twitch stream and they were talking about dreams, and I was thinking, oh, here's a question for you. Okay. I'm derailing this massively.
Yeah, I know.
When you dream, do you dream in first person?
Sometimes.
I always dream in third person.
Yeah. Apparently, that's I read that was like that happens for gamers more often than other people.
I think it's like a creative thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're so used to controlling and creating.
Because I'm making like a story in my head.
That's what I do.
And the easiest way to recognize myself in the story is that I see myself. Yeah. So if I see myself in third person, I go, oh, that's my character. I'm Joe.
Sometimes, pretty much all my dreams are like some sort of story or something I've thought about like the day before or like the week before or something. Yeah. But sometimes it's just like it's my perspective. Sometimes it's like I can see myself. It's like all over the place, really. Don't know.
I always have really weird dreams.
I don't think I'd ever want like a lucid dream.
Do you remember your dreams?
I remember the last one, like just before I wake up. That's it.
Yeah, because you actually have like 5 dreams a night.
Yeah.
But you usually remember like 1 or none. Some people don't remember their dreams. I guess 2 years ago to a year ago, I actually had like a whole year where I didn't remember any dream, and it was really weird. But I've now gone back to remembering dreams again, and I don't know. I don't know if I was like not having enough sleep, so I was waking up and then trying to immediately forgetting it because I was like 5 hours asleep. You don't dream unless you can get into your REM cycle.
Yeah,
rapid eye movement.
But I definitely got into the REM cycle, but I think I woke up like halfway through REM cycles in the end because I was only having 5 hours of sleep. So that might have been like getting rid of it.
That's when your body can repair and you dream and stuff.
Yeah. I know there's like loads of people going, oh, I reckon dreams are so you can like learn stuff. It's like if it's something to learn, why do you forget half of it? Or more than half of them, like 40%.
What do you think of that theory that you can never your brain can never make a random face? If you see like a random person in a dream, it'll be someone you've seen before.
That's not entirely true. Because what I have done is combine 2 faces.
Right.
Like Tuvok and Neelix get transported together into one awful... Yeah, that's what I do to faces.
Cronenberg.
I'm actually really bad at faces, though, in my head. Like, I can't...
You're face blind.
Sort of.
Face blindness is a real thing.
Yeah, no, I think I am, like, partially, because it takes me quite a while to, like... if I see someone first of all, I'll recognise them again.
Yeah.
But if I try and, like, close my eyes and think about them, like, it's wrong. If I keep looking at them, eventually I'll be right. So I think I am partially face blind.
Right. Anyway, shall I talk about Ed Sheeran?
Yeah. 7 minutes derailed from sleep. What? How did we get onto this?
Alarm clocks.
Oh.
Wait, how did we get into alarm clocks?
I don't know.
Why are we talking about alarm clocks? I don't remember.
Oh, because I fell asleep watching Game of Thrones, right?
Oh, yeah. Right. Anyway. I was going to make this like a really concise, quick podcast, but I've really derailed. Anyway, so I'm going to read Matt's conspiracy theory.
I will wait till the end for any... Well, I'll make weird noises, but I'll wait till the end for questions.
So last week I had to proofread Matt's because Tony hadn't seen... He only saw half the episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But I like to keep him fresh. I literally haven't read this yet, and there might be a bunch of stuff that I... Yeah, it might be make no sense. And there'll be like a bunch of spelling error. Go on then.
I know you have ad block on YouTube, but Grammarly is like always showing up in the past year as like an advert on YouTube.
What is?
Grammarly. It's basically a program you can either have on like Word, Chrome, or whatever.
So I don't use.
But I'm saying this would be good. Like, oh yeah, we're sponsored by Grammarly. It will fix all your errors and proofread for you. But no, we're not sponsored by Grammarly.
We're not sponsored.
I've never used Grammarly. I might try it at one point because I'm actually really bad at grammar.
The thing is, I realised I wouldn't actually see that many adverts if I didn't use AdBlock because I've got Twitch Prime.
Yeah, so you only see it on YouTube. I only see it on YouTube.
So until they make YouTube red, there wouldn't be many things I would see like intrusive adverts on.
No, that's true.
On 4OD, which you really get around these days. They show you like 8 adverts per.
Because like if you watch people like Jim, like, where they get most of their money from Patreon, like most of their videos aren't monetized anyway.
Yeah.
At least the main videos aren't monetized. But anyway.
So
that's the end of that.
I am going to read Matt's conspiracy theory. He says, "Hey up everyone, Matt here. So I will be able to appear very soon on these on one of these podcasts for a question and answers, get those questions coming.
Q&A. It says Q&A.
Asking for Q&A for people who watch the podcast. So Michael doesn't watch Game of Thrones though. Our one viewer.
He doesn't like baked beans and he doesn't watch Game of Thrones. And that's what we've been talking about.
Maybe we can get some questions from Matt himself to ask Matt. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I will start with Ed, the most common lead in all Game of Thrones conspiracies, and then go on to the unsung hero of Game of Thrones, and quite frankly, a revelation that is a key into all Game of Thrones conspiracies. So I talk a lot about Ed, but something clicked when Joe photoshopped my man Ed onto a dragon. If you saw last week, you saw that picture. I haven't got it
Hang on, I thought he asked you to do that though.
Yeah, he asked me to make that.
So it's like, oh yeah, Joe did it. I just like saw it. Serendipitous, no.
A few years ago, there was a very viral video about gingers having souls. We all know that is not true. This got me thinking when Tony talked about the death of Aegon Targaryen. We all know death is the loss of life, and part of losing your life is losing your soul. See, Jon, after he died, how different he became. Confident, outgoing, fearful of death. Some would argue it's because he witnessed death. He in fact feared it. But it would in fact argue he lost his soul, his humanity. What did you want to say?
Okay, I've got two things to say now. But one of them is, I thought you lost your soul when you became like a crazy businessman that only cared about money. Maybe. And my second thing is, I think it's legitimately in the Game of Thrones universe, if you die and come back, you do lose a part of yourself. That's like properly what happens.
What's his name?
One-eyed guy we talked about last time.
Priest.
Yeah.
Barrick or something.
Yeah, I can never remember his name, but yeah. The pirate-looking guy. That's not a pirate.
That's a bit racist. That's a bit stereotypical, Tony. He's not a bloody pirate just because he's got an eye missing.
Yeah, he is.
Euron doesn't have an eye missing.
He should.
He probably does. All pirates only have one eye. And a parrot.
It's why they always crash into other ships. They've got really poor depth perception.
It's like me playing Blackwater.
Yeah.
Just crashing into every ship.
To be fair though, like that's not entirely because you can just like move your head backwards or make like an artificial parallax to be able to like get depth perception though, and your brains can still do that. So anyway.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, what colour hair does Ed Sheeran have? Ginger. What do gingers not have? A soul. Jon is in fact now a soulless walker that Ed has embodied. These are two massive pointers to this. Aegon Targaryen, I don't know who Gon is. I think he meant to write Jon. Jon is the most popular theory behind Jon Snow's name.
Gondor?
Is he trying to say Gon? But it could, in fact, be Aegon Targaryen, e.g., Ed. Another highlight to this is that Jon banged his aunt. That's messed up. Everyone hated Jaime for banging his sister multiple times, yet Jon does it, and everyone is like, yeah, he got what gets with his aunt.
To be fair, like, it's fucked up either way, right?
Yeah.
But she's come from, her father and mother were sisters and brother though.
It's a family inbreeding thing.
Yeah, so it's at least better than that. They're improving. It takes time to change. They're improving.
You were saying, what were we talking about? That they were distant enough to not be...
No, I originally thought they might be, like, just about. Like, I think cousins are just about enough for, like, the small chance the genetic things being the same is so small that it won't happen.
Right.
But I think with aunt and nephew, it's too close.
It's too close genetically.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have.
I believe that I'm not an expert in this at all, but I believe that's how that works. My simple knowledge of chromosomes.
I think that she's going to have a child now with Jon.
Yeah, and continue the Targaryen way by accident. They should have waited until they got talked to Bran, and he could have told them.
Anyway, Ed Sheeran has taken Jon's body over and has in fact banged Emilia Clarke, the woman of teens' wet dreams. Furthermore, going back to the scene where Ed and Arya met, what's poetic about it is that a faceless woman, Arya sees the truth behind men. She sees Ed is Jon, but doesn't recognise it. So the man of the hour, my favourite character, Podrick. The man with a huge cock, like my friend Andy.
Sorry?
The man that cause pay to sleep with the true player in the game. My, it has taken a while and those clever bastards tricked me. Old Georgie boy got me very good with those twists and turns, but I found it. I found the trick.
That is a twist I do. It's a mystery that I still want solved. What did you actually do?
What, Podrick got the money back?
What the fuck happened there? I want to know. I still want to know to this day. It's the greatest mystery in Game of Thrones.
Podrick's got a fat cock.
Is that enough? I don't think that's enough. I think something else must have happened as well.
I think he's just Azor Ahai.
Maybe.
Anyway. Now, I don't like admitting I'm wrong, and I apologise that it's taken me this long to spot it. I was truly kicking myself when I found this out, but my first theory about Shireen was wrong, and has now been corrected with this takeover of Jon Snow. Ed is not the man who will sit on the Iron Throne. Podrick is. Think to some of the characters in the game. Theon, Ramsay, Joffrey, Cersei, etc. They all hid something from us, the audience. Cersei was being screwed by Jaime. Now she is the queen. Theon was that little side character in the House Stark, who stabbed Robb in the back. Ramsay was Theon's saviour, then cut his balls off. Joffrey was that lovable king that wooed the empty shell Sansa, and then was a massive little shit. Podrick is hopeless, lovable, and the one who will rule the Iron Throne. He has the sex appeal, he gets paid to fuck, and I'm sure he gets paid for much more than just that. Why do you think Brienne of Tar has him around? No one to love, hold, or make love to her. Now she has Big D Pod by her side. She serves him and his huge saber. What do Lannisters want? Gold. What do they always do? Pay off their debts. Podrick has gold. Podrick doesn't have debts because everyone wants to see the famous sword of Westeros. What is the Game of Thrones? What is the Game of Thrones Iron Throne made of? Swords. Lots of swords. And it's time to add one more. Podricks.
I just say, I don't think this conspiracy is true, but at least it's a good premise for a porno.
Podrick putting his massive sword into the Iron Throne.
Just like a whole series of them, where it's like the main character is Podrick, and like his goal is just to get paid.
Isn't there like Game of Bones?
Yeah, but
and then like Alt Shift X reviewed Game of Bones.
Yeah, and it's like breaking the fourth wall right at the start. Oh, dear.
So he said, "Best wishes, Matt. P.S. More of Podrick in the game will be revealed. I did not want to blow my load too early." Maybe that's what Podrick did. He didn't blow his load too early.
He just went on for hours. I don't know.
Maybe. It's one. I think it's the biggest mystery of Game.
Yeah, I think it's big. I don't know what other mysteries are there? Like, honestly, what other mysteries do we have in Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
Because I can't think of one. So that's all we've got left.
Okay. So the first news topic is Nintendo and Nintendo news. Nintendo has increased the inventory of the Super NES Classic Edition, and the NES Classic will return to stores in 2018. So this is good news for Nintendo fans.
Bit of a weird gap though, right?
Yeah. But they said they've been having issues with supplying.
Well, they shouldn't.
Demand.
They shouldn't try to go to the same cheap Chinese company and go to like a slightly more expensive one.
Or they could just, buy Raspberry Pis and make an emulator on them.
I don't think there's any I know it's but they're competing with Apple. It's like, yeah, but how many places produce things like this? I feel like they're both trying to get to the same one because it's cheap.
Yeah, processors are going crazy because of Bitcoin mining at the moment. So. Yeah.
But you think Nintendo could afford a little bit more money and go, we'll pay more to have what we want?
Did you see the iPhone X or iPhone 10 reveal? Yeah. They're using is it OLED panel? Yeah. The natural light panel.
Yeah.
And now they're fighting over because there's only a few companies that make them, so they're...
Yeah. There's always been the case
struggling to get parts for it.
OLED's always been a problem like that. So, but maybe this would be the explosion. I don't know. I thought OLEDs kind of had a power problem. That's what I remember from this is 10, this is 10 years
it's
ago.
It's natural light, so they don't need a backlight.
No,
It means they can make much thinner phones.
Yeah, but I thought they had problems of power issues though. Like I thought it drained more power than, at least at the time. I don't know what it is today.
I mean, I looked up OLED on Wikipedia the other day when not Windows 10, the iPhone 10 came out because I didn't know what they were.
Yeah. So why is Apple copying Microsoft?
Is Microsoft using OLEDs?
Well, no, I'm saying
the Google.
name.
I know the Google Pixel is using OLED.
I'm just talking about the name of it.
What, skipping 9 and going straight to 10?
Yeah. Because I remember I saw Linus Tech Tips videos like the thumbnail was just like, Apple doesn't know how to count either. It's like, yeah, no, they don't.
I sent you that video Linus made of the anti-RGB computer.
Oh, yeah.
Where he painted it like the blackest black you can get that isn't Venta black.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite funny. And then he built it all and he painted everything and then it didn't work. And I was like, that's classic Linus.
Did you get it to work in the end?
No. It's just like it didn't work.
Oh.
And they gave up.
Oh, okay.
They were like, if you did this right, it would probably work.
Why do you want it though?
Anti-RGB. That's my computer.
I know it's your computer, but like you hate RGB so much, you're going to do the exact opposite of it.
Yeah.
You can absorb all light.
I'll absorb all light. I'm a black hole.
You know, like there's
anti-matter
eater.
That's what I would call the computer.
You know, like matter eater lad.
You're
like light
eater lad.
You're light eater lad.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on. No, that's a terrible acronym. That's like LEL, isn't it?
LOL?
No, light eater lad. LEL.
LEL.
Yeah.
We'll talk about LOL later. A little bit.
Yeah.
Nintendo news. The Nintendo Switch Online's been updated to 1.1. You can now use voice chat while other apps are open. Hallelujah.
Thank
voice chat
goodness.
will continue during sleep mode. Improved support for Bluetooth devices.
Can I still hold my just get a Discord server or a Discord chat and just use that instead if you want to chat on someone playing Nintendo?
I mean, it's a phone app, right?
It's a phone app that you plug into your thing to connect to your friends list on there, so then plug into your ears.
Or you could just, use Discord or Discord app on your phone.
Hell, you could use Skype if you were that insane.
The madman.
But there's no point. This app is useless.
Yeah. But they're doing things to it, which is nice for people who use it. So
do people actually use it though? I feel like they don't.
Blizzard Entertainment has locked in 2 more $20 million Overwatch League spots. So it's locked in 2 more spots with Optic Gaming, the big, I think they're a Call of Duty organization originally, for the Philadelphia slot, and FlyQuest, the recently made esports team. I believe they started in League of Legends.
Okay.
With that team, and they're with Chicago. So big money in the Overwatch League. Still not out. Still can't see if anyone's going to watch this, but we'll see.
Money's going.
Viewership for Overwatch on Twitch at the moment isn't the highest compared to other esports.
That's true, actually.
So people are putting a lot of money into this, and I think they're investing for the long time because I think they think the hype will build up when the Overwatch League is released.
Yeah, but do people actually want to watch people playing the game at a professional level, though?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I mean, I've watched some of it, but I think there's some problems with spectating Overwatch as compared to like a MOBA or Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Do you think they need like better tools to be able to do it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're working on.
Because you switch sides as well, and it's hard to tell which team is which.
Yeah.
You need to give them a solid colour and keep them that solid colour throughout the game.
Like a spectator overlay so you can see where everyone is and like who they are and what team they're on. I don't know. That's a problem.
We'll see. We'll see if they can, I think it's gonna get better with time as camera operators get better at going to the action.
Isn't that like a problem with like most FPSs though? Like it's really hard to like show it as an esport. Like, because like
Counter-Strike does it fantastically.
I don't know how Counter-Strike does it, so...
a lot of third-person... They have a lot of cameras set up in key locations.
Right.
And they go to those, and then they show people who are, like, key fraggers who go in first and take people out, or they show people on the sites. Right.
So you could switch... Like, you can almost have, almost if they have a GoPro on their helmet, you could, like, switch to, like, their perspective as well.
Yeah, it has Valve always has, like, really...
Yeah, okay.
That's good. Good spectator clients, so you can just go to whatever you want.
I think, for my personal thing, I would really like a mode where you could just like see like an overlay of like just a point arrow point where everyone is. Because Sometimes you just
Yeah,
want,
you can see outlines and stuff,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
when like smokes and stuff.
I think
put down.
that's a good start, but I just like it'd be cool if you like, oh, this person's this guy said, this guy said, and then like you can get rid of it like as the game goes. But I'm interested to see what they do if they do actually update the game to add
because
that.
you can spectate CS:GO in the client, so you can choose whatever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But you can't do it in that Overwatch at the moment.
No.
Anyway, do you want to talk about Skyrim script extender for Skyrim Special Edition? That's a
so
twister.
it's Skyrim script extender 64-bit basically.
Yeah, so it's 2.0 alpha is released. Is there anything you've seen about this?
I haven't seen much about it, but I know was delayed, and it's good that it's finally out. But it's taken so long to get here. But thank God it's finally here.
Isn't the problem that nobody can be bothered to move over their mods to Special Edition?
No, the problem is that they're waiting for Script Extender to come out because loads of the complicated mods require Script Extender, and the people doing it don't get much. I don't think they probably get donations, but they probably don't get that much money from it. So they're just doing it in their free time, and they're probably really busy.
They've put Creation Club into Fallout 4, but it's not in Skyrim Special Edition yet.
But it will come.
So that's going to be.
I'm looking forward to my crab armor.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was done by a modder, it would be a good mod, and I'll download it. But because I don't trust Bethesda, it'd probably be shit.
See what people are saying.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Bethesda later, like properly. But
yeah, it's still an alpha build. So this version's for like modders, not for the average user. Yeah.
I saw the previous alpha video.
Right.
Like, I suppose we're going to say like, oh, I want the next alpha to be released. I think he said he wanted to be released in March or something. Then it's like, oh, we can't meet that deadline. So it's finally out now. So it's like. I don't want to say like it's late because it wasn't. It's just like they're doing it on their free time, so it wasn't late or anything. It's just I'm glad it's gone to this point, and they're like. I honestly feel like these people who make script extenders are like the backbone to like complicated mods. But obviously, like because there's still quite a few mods for Skyrim Special Edition, but not enough good mods, I guess, or not enough overhaul mods that I want to play.
Yeah, not enough for you to move over.
Yeah. Because I like the complete overhaul mods of like complete mechanics. So,
do you know who this man is, Tony?
No, I've never seen this man before. Is he an angry badger?
He is the face of one of the most popular emotes on Twitch, and until recently, it was not an official emote on Twitch, but was still one of the most spammed emotes on Twitch.
Like the third or fourth or something.
It's something like that, but yeah, this was a better Twitch TV emote, lol. So if you can see the copyright, it's just a tank is his name, is it? Triag. See, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but anyway, so this is the original lol emote, which is Total Biscuit laughing. So he originally put it on his Twitch channel for his subscribers, and then the person who owned the photo DMCA'd him, saying he couldn't use the photo, so he took it down, and then it was.
I still think that guy's an asshole,
and
I just want to say that
it was used globally through better Twitch TV,
yeah,
and then eventually Total Biscuit spoke with Twitch, and they used one of his sub emotes.
Wasn't like someone like made it's like an artist.
It was a drawn version of the photo, so it was a new intellectual property.
Yeah,
but yeah. There's a new lol on Twitch, and I'm very upset about it because I don't like it. It's not my lol. Okay. It started the hashtag not my lol, and there's now a massive war on Twitch between the two lols. So they'll go LUL using LUL in the new lol in 2017, or people are like using the new lol and they're like using the old lol. There's guaranteed wars in Twitch, because the guaranteed wars in Twitch is like the gachi fags versus the weebs, and they hate each other.
Do they actually hate each other?
Because that's like one of the main wars. The second main war is EU versus NA. They're very
North Africa.
Yeah.
It's got high stakes, hasn't it?
Europe versus North Africa.
It's a bit weird. I guess it's like Carthage versus Romans. I guess.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
So they always argue about EU versus NA, and now they're fighting against the new lol emote and the old lol emote.
Okay.
which is still there. You just have to type L, capital, lowercase u, capital L.
Yeah.
And you can use the old one, and then the new one is the old one.
So I wonder which one's going to be more used out of the two of them. I reckon the old one's still going to be used more, even though it has a name change, technically.
I think people are kind of shifting towards the new one because they're too lazy to use the lowercase u.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it that difficult to do the lowercase?
If you want to type LOL, you just hold down shift.
Yeah,
and
no,
you just
but
type LUL.
I always find like you hold on shift, like then you let go a little bit, press it, then you press it again, and then it's easy. But I don't know. I don't feel like I have a really weird way of.
I always use the old
idea
LOL
of typing,
because I
so.
prefer it to the new one.
Well, what's wrong with it then? I don't see a massive problem.
It just looks shit.
Do you think?
I just don't like it. It just
You like the real photo?
It just doesn't capture the essence of what TV was doing in that moment.
I think it does capture.
Like his hair is completely different as well.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
that's
too
not
stylized.
Okay, fair enough.
Like this is a picture. Someone's taken the image and they've gone, let's stylize a man laughing, and then this is a real image of a man in the midst of shit posting.
Can I realize TB isn't like an actor or anything, but surely he could take another picture himself of him at least trying.
Yeah, he could, but I think he just wants to use this one.
Maybe he just likes him more. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like. I want to say he doesn't really like the look of himself. Is that if I remember correctly? I can't remember.
I don't know.
That might be like an old thing. He doesn't. Maybe he's okay with himself now. I don't know.
Anyway,
whatever.
Next of it, we got a trailer from our boys at Nintendo, which I don't know if I can show actually. I was going to show you the trailer.
No, don't.
But it's Meat Boy. I can show Meat Boy for sure.
Is Meat Boy.
So Team Meat is making a new Meat Boy game called Meat Boy Forever. So they announced like 3 years ago or something, and then didn't say anything about.
Dr. Fetus attacked them.
But yeah, they released a new trailer with some more gameplay. I don't like the art style. See, I always say this about Ed McMillan, but he always makes a game, and then he releases another one, and he completely changes the art style, and it really miffs me the wrong way. Because he did this with The Binding of Isaac as well, and it really annoyed me.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, you want to keep the same art style, like from the same franchise. That makes sense.
Okay.
Unless you're doing like a franchise where you deliberately change it, but even then, like, you want the same art style. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand.
I think it's a different game though, because he's punching people in this one.
Yeah, is it like more combat orientated?
Yeah, I'm not sure because there was the End Is Nigh that got released, which is by Ed McMillan as well, and that was less meat because people were like, "Oh, it's a spiritual successor to Meat Boy" because it was a platformer by Ed McMillan. But it was more like it was less like going super fast and wall grabbing sliding down walls and jumping off them, and more you stick to walls.
Yeah,
you make precise jumps from them.
So it's more tactical, like you stick and then make a decision.
And some people didn't like that.
No, it's a completely different style, isn't it? So
we got a trailer for the new Shovel Knight DLC, King of Cards.
I still need to play the original Shovel Knight, to be honest.
I've played quite a lot of it, but I haven't completed it yet.
Okay.
I've been through quite a lot of it. It's a great game if you're a fan of classic platformers.
I'm not a massive fan of classic platformers, but this looks really. I really like the look of this game.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
So if you're a masochist out there who likes arcade style platformers, then definitely check this out.
I know, because I think it has the same feel as like Dark Souls. Like it's still like it's fair. It's not unfair. It's not. It's not annoying.
Don't look at the top left. That's got nothing. Nintendo.
Look in the top right.
Anyway, so
I feel like we're gonna get hit. I just have this funny feeling.
Nintendo's going to copyright strike us. Well, we'll talk about DMCAs and copyright strikes.
So I feel like they're just going to, we own the trailer, we'll just put it into the YouTube system to strike it. So we've talked about Reigns on Spotlight, fantastic game, and they're releasing a DLC called Reigns Her Majesty. So there's a new DLC where you get to play as a queen instead of a king, which is quite interesting. Do you think the devil's still going to play an important spoilers?
Yeah, for sure. It's not really a spoiler.
No, I think everyone knows what happens in this game now. So you can choose if you're like male or female at the start now?
With the DLC.
I like how it's more. Oh yeah, you have to smile.
You're the queen. You gotta smile.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I like how it's like the old sexist of the medieval times.
Yeah.
What?
You run out of money, so they killed you.
Yeah, I like how it's like almost like completely new events because you're female.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
You get like it's like it's shown like a deck of cards, so you get more cards based on completing quests. So this will be like a whole bunch of new cards into the deck that you can.
So it's basically like new starting cards in a way.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next topic is Ark Survival has killed off all of its official servers on August 29th, which is ages ago now. It's like 18 days ago or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 24 days ago that the article came out.
It's pretty long ago, but because like I remember seeing like when we put it on like on the notes, or when you put it on the notes, I guess. Like I saw it and it's like, oh, people having to move over. Like they have to like make sure you're not on the servers. It's like, why are they doing this?
Price hike up their game before it leaves early access. Release DLC before it leaves early access. Make a sheep saying if they vote brigade for them in the Steam Awards. And now they're killing all their official servers. This, I don't know. I feel like Ark's coming to the end of the early access game that's getting all this negative press. And we're moving on to the PUBG, the popular game that's getting all this negative press because of the stupid things it's doing while it's in early access. Speaking of PUBG...
You want to go straight into it? Okay.
PUBG just hit 1 million concurrent players on Steam. It is now the most popular concurrent game on Steam ever. It's the most popular game on Steam to ever have existed on Steam.
Yeah. Peaks and currents and everything. Yeah.
It's now adding new foggy weather effects coming in the next update.
Oh, what I've always wanted.
Yeah. People keep asking me to play PUBG, but I don't own PUBG. Me and Tony, neither of us own PUBG.
This is like normally it's like if a game comes out, like, oh, one of us will like it, the others won't want to like care about it. But this is like one of the rare ones where neither of us care about it, or not care about it, neither of us want to play it. I don't say not care about it because we do kind of care about it, just because it's so popular. Does that make sense?
I kind of want to play it. Originally, I was like, oh, this doesn't interest me.
Okay.
But the more I saw from it, it kind of looked interesting. I just don't know if I'd like the Battle Royale game mode.
Which part made you more interested though? Because I'm just looking and go, you pick up some stuff and you shoot each other, and I was like, I don't care.
I like the idea that you can instantly, like, as soon as you die, you can leave and just queue up again.
Yeah, that's cool. I really like that.
Instead of like waiting in a server.
Yeah, that's. I like the what do you call like
what?
Like the ease or the
ease. You drunk?
Yes, I am drunk. Don't judge me. No, I'm like saying like any mechanics would make it like easier for the player, like just like nice things to make it easier for them, not be annoying and like, oh, you have to stay there until the end, even though there's no point. You can't do anything else.
They've made the Battle Royale format a lot easier to get into and out of, and it's more smooth. Yeah,
I'll praise it for that, but it's not. It's not enough to like make me interested into playing it.
I was more interested in it before the controversy. You know, the stream snipers versus streamers, the paid loot boxes.
I was thinking about the stream sniping thing.
Yeah,
I feel like there's an experiment that should be done where you purposely like don't watch a stream, like only like try and trick the system, like because they say they have a system, right? And it's like, oh, it's irrefutable that they're definitely this. Try and like record yourself. Try and trick the system into flagging you when you're clearly not only play when they're playing, but don't watch their stream, and then see if you get flagged still, and try and trick the system. Because as soon as you get it happening once, then their system is clearly flawed. But because they're not talking about the system, this is like the only way to get information on their system.
There's definitely a real problem with people AFKing for rewards, and stream sniping is a real problem because there's a streamer called Forsen who every single game he will have 20 people come into his game and spam gachi music down their microphones because they don't like he plays PUBG and he won't put the pleb list back on.
You should put the pleb list back on.
No. He wants to be a serious PUBG player. So every game, there's like 20 of them that run at him spamming cancer music and trying to punch him to death.
Why can't he be a serious PUBG player and play gacha music?
They don't go hand in hand.
Of course they
apparently.
do. Of course they do.
Are you saying there's music for a cancer music streamer that plays PUBG?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's completely separate things. If you want to play PUBG, you can also listen to whatever the hell you want. That's fine.
But you don't play first-person shooters because the big thing about first-person shooters is like sound. It's called sound pouring.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
listen for footsteps and gunshots and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that is important, I guess. But so he's just trying to be silent and play the game as efficiently and prepare to do it properly, but he doesn't want to play music, basically.
Yeah, like, because he did it with Overwatch, and then everyone stopped watching him, and then he went to Hearthstone again.
Okay.
And then now he wants to play PUBG.
Well, to be fair, like, if his audience... Obviously, he can do what he likes, right? But
yeah,
I feel like if people were there because he played the funny music while he's doing stuff, like, I think... they kind of have... Like, I don't agree with them doing that, but they have a point.
He built a fan base around,
this one
playing
thing,
cancer music every stream.
Now he's stopping it for some reason.
And then he was just suddenly like, I don't want this anymore. I want to be a serious PUBG streamer.
Which, again, like, he can do what he likes, do what he wants, but I understand the backlash, but yeah, you shouldn't go into games and do that, I guess. But
There's also patch notes. They're talking about, implementing first-person servers, getting them properly set up around the whole player base. Do something of... I don't know what vaulting is, so if anyone knows what vaulting is, tell me in the comments. Apparently, vaulting is something.
Well, I know what vaulting is, like, you just vault over something, but what does that mean in this context?
I don't know. If you can read patch notes and understand the game, then you should check those out because they exist. Are you trying to read
it? Says like it's not built on predefined objects located to the map, so it seems to be like it does sound like it's just like a parkour-y thing, maybe. That's what I think when I hear vaulting.
Okay.
Who knows?
So we'll talk about mods for a bit, because we'll talk about mods later as well.
Yeah, this is like the mod podcast.
There's a massive space mod for GTA 5.
It actually looks
and
really
it
good.
Looks fantastic.
It does.
It shows you being able to leave orbit in a spaceship.
It is really cool.
I like go to different planets in space.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
I do like. There isn't a space shuttle in the game at all, is there? Right? So this like
not that I'm aware of. No.
So there is a new asset, and it does actually look really good.
There's a UFO Easter egg in the official game.
Yeah. There's lots of UFOs, right?
But I think this is modded in.
I like how rusty it is. Like it fits the GTA universe, but it's still like futuristic, and that is NASA. I kind of like that.
Yeah. I'd just be really interested to see how this mod turns out, because it's an alpha at the moment. And from the videos I've seen of it being played, it is quite a good alpha.
I mean, that was the best part for me. Like, I wanted to try around on the moon.
What about the space bases?
Yeah, I guess, but I just want to run on the moon on a buggy with low gravity.
You should play... Did you ever play the game Moonbase? It was like a browser game by...
Oh.
It was like Maid Marian... Sherwood Forest people.
Yeah, I slightly remember that. I think I did for a little bit, but...
You just walk around the moon and talk to people.
Yeah.
And you could jump from the moon onto the Earth, and the Earth didn't change size, so it was like this tiny little circle that you could stand on.
Yeah,
like they're fighting aliens in space.
Yeah, that's... What?
Because there is aliens in the game because of an Easter egg. There's a UFO.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I knew there was quite a few UFO Easter eggs. I didn't realise there was actually aliens in the game itself.
Yeah, like a couple of aliens come down and you can fight them. So there was like an ARG thing that people saw.
You seem to be going into warp in that final scene. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess it doesn't take years to get to Jupiter. I don't know.
But if you want to...
Either way, it looks really cool.
Yeah, if you want to look into that, check out the GTA 5 space mod.
Thank God GTA 5 still getting mod support, eh?
Yeah. Fucking over those mods. Another mod to talk about quickly. There's another mod called Project London for GTA 5, which wants to completely overhaul the New York No, it's not New York. It's LA in this one, isn't it? GTA 4 was New York, so it wants to overhaul LA and change it completely into London.
I thought it said England is Scotland then. But no,
England is my city. So we've got some English police cars here, ambulances. We've got England versus Scotland at the Wembley Stadium. You know, they've got the underground.
I understand why we've chosen the colours for the police car, but I think the American police cars look far cooler. Like,
just
colour scheme-wise. Because, like, we've gone, like, it needs to be, like, really reflective. Like, it needs to be really easy to see. But I don't know. I feel like you're always going to be able to see it. Just need sirens and a little bit of blue.
Anyway, there's an ultra graphics mod for Prey, which has a feature such as allowing decals to exist on the level as long as you're on it. So you can kill someone, have a blood decal on the floor, walk away and come back, and the blood decal won't have disappeared to save graphics memory, which is pretty cool. So, and it also helps. It was made in order to improve view distance and stop pop-in, and overall ambient inclusion and shadows. So,
I see you need like a quite powerful rig.
The guy who made it said that it will affect performance.
Yeah.
And on a NVIDIA GTX 1060 paired with an i5 processor with 16 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD, it was unable to maintain a constant 60 FPS experience at 1080p.
Yeah.
There were some drops to 50 FPS in space.
It's still quite high though. It's only like just not making it.
You will need a very powerful system if you're looking to run this mod at 1080p 60. But yeah, if this is something that interests you, definitely check this out. It's JMX 777 working on it, and you know, speaking of Bethesda and mods. I mean, it's not coming up next, but it'll come up later. It could have come up next. I just didn't schedule it better.
The prelude to...
Basically, Microsoft admitted to the gaming performance issues in Windows 10 Creator Update. You know, people have been having these FPS drops and problems ever since the Creator's Update. They've had the problem with the game DRV and DVR, sorry.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Xbox Game Bar thing as well that allows you to record gameplay and stuff like that, and game enhancing experience that they're trying to offer. That it's just not really
bottlenecking experience.
Yeah, and they've admitted that it's not working. They've got an insider's build, and they're looking into fixing it for people based on feedback. So they're asking for feedback for people to hopefully make the gaming mode a lot better and stop these FPS drops.
Do they not like test the build they had before making it live in the first place?
Well, that's the point of the insider build.
No, but they released the Creator Update and it was like, it broke stuff.
Yeah, the Creator Update fixed it, so they made an insider build to fix the Creator Update.
What does it mean though? Did they not test the Creator Update?
I mean, you can only test it so much.
I guess, yeah.
On like internal systems until you need to make a insider build to send to a lot of people, a lot of different systems to make sure it works in all the different ones. I mean, Microsoft is a small indie company, so what are they really?
Yeah, no, I know that they haven't got that many resources.
I love that meme. It's like, Hearthstone, can you add extra deck slots? It's like, they can't. They're a small indie company. Blizzard Entertainment Activision, they're a small indie company. They
self-publish their own games. They can't. It must be really difficult for them.
Yeah. Shadow of War loot boxes. So we're going to talk about loot boxes. How are we doing for time?
50 minutes, I guess, ish.
50 minutes in or 50 minutes left?
50 minutes in.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Oh, we've got plenty of time then. For the next 4-hour podcast.
One day.
So should we? I'll just do a timeline. So Shadow of War is the new game. Who is it that makes it? It's WB who does publishing.
Yeah, because they own the rights.
Shadow. Is it Monolith?
Oh, is it Monolith? Is that the one?
Let me look up.
Yeah, it's developed for Monolith.
Yeah, so Monolith is the dev. So, and they recently showed in a live stream, I believe, that the new game was going to have loot boxes in it.
You say recently.
Well,
it's quite old news.
Recently, when I put this on the podcast, show doc.
Yeah. We pushed it back because we wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, because we didn't have enough time last week. So,
but because we don't have, because we watched Jim Sterling quite a bit. but we don't have the same opinion as him
Jim
on Lootbox.
fucking Sterling's son.
Sorry, thank God for him.
Yeah.
I
I haven't got the picture of the orc menacingly rubbing his hand as you open the loot box.
Money! Is that Warner? It's Warner Brothers himself.
Yes. No. This is the CEO of Warner Brothers right here, menacingly rubbing his hands together as he makes money.
If you want the Warner Brothers himself CEO DLC, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's day one, pay for it.
Day one, proceeds all go to Warner Bros. Executive charity.
It pays for his new cars, his new suits.
So anyway, they showed that there was some pay-to-win features in a single-player game.
Yeah.
So people were kind of annoyed about. Well, we can talk about it in a second. They then showed that they were doing a pizza roll promotion, which everyone was like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of ridiculous." And then they made DLC of a developer who died in making of the game.
Like a loved developer.
Yeah, and they put him as day one DLC character, and they didn't make it clear where all the proceeds were going, so we can only assume that they're profiting. Because they said some states weren't supported by the charitable donations, so we just assume if you buy it in those states, it's going to Warner Brothers.
I mean, they could have just like made it like a free DLC and like in the description on Steam had like a link to like their page to support the family. But
the thing that annoys me the most is that it's a game changing DLC as well, because
it's a cool DLC as well. It should be in the main game.
Yeah, he should just be an Easter egg in the game, because it's like the mysterious stranger
I thought it was
Fallout.
Really cool.
Where he sometimes comes along and kills orcs.
And he's just like this badass that's like, I'm gonna kill all these orcs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like the trailer as well. He like shows like, in his spare time he just keeps killing orcs. That's what he does.
He's the orc killer.
Yeah, I like that. I think if that was a free thing in the base game, it'd be a really cool homage to the developer who lost his
battle to cancer.
Yeah. And it's a shame that Warner Brothers is so. I think Warner Brothers is pretty evil, right? Like, as evil as Sony. Like in both because both Sony and Warner Brothers are in games and films.
I think we need to do the tier list, because
I think we need
Bethesda's pretty high on my list.
Yeah, no, but I'm thinking about films as well, because Sony are really bad with films, and like they're really. It's like a hydra eating itself.
Let's talk solely about video games.
Okay, solely about video games. Bethesda's at the moment,
or publishing, dev and publishing.
EA's kept its head down for the time being.
Yeah, they've done fantastic work with EA
like
Access.
Exactly. But even when they had like the massive problem with Andromeda, like EA wasn't really pushing anything, which I think probably because they're just going everything to Anthem.
Well, you can kind of see that. Yeah, Anthem kind of ate the resources of.
Yeah, so I feel like
Andromeda.
Because normally what happens is when Mass Effect game, like Mass Effect 3 came out, I was like, oh, we'll have this pre-order stuff. We can have like more DLCs. We want to keep them on. We want the multiplayer to have like loot boxes and stuff. And it's like, but they haven't done that. So clearly they put all their money into Anthem. So I think that that's going to come out in Anthem. So EA's not up there at the moment. Bethesda, however, I don't know what to say. Like, it's unbelievable. They don't understand what people want, and I know they just want to make money.
Well, you've been a big Bethesda fan for a while.
I like their games.
Of their games.
Yeah, I like the developers. I hate the people who own them.
See, because I've always been of the disposition that I don't like the devs, because they always release, in my opinion, broken, buggy games that need to be fixed with mods.
I think the dev team doesn't have enough people to work on the engine. But I can still blame that on the people who owns it, because they're the ones that give them money to get the team up and running.
My question is, why aren't more Bethesda games, if they're going to release more Bethesda games in broken states that are clearly not finished, why don't they just start releasing them in early access? They should.
I don't know.
Honestly.
I actually don't know. I'm just trying to imagine, what if Elder Scrolls 6 came out in early access? So I don't know what to think about that. That's just really weird. I have no thoughts. Because I'm just so bamboozled.
But what they do is they release them in early access, except they charge you, $60 for it.
I don't know, because
and then the development's not from Bethesda; it's from modders who don't get paid.
Yeah. But the thing is, they still put huge amounts of work. Like say we talk about Skyrim, it has buggy problems. It's a buggy mess in some areas. Some quests can't be completed because of lots of errors. But it is a huge game. Like there is lots of stuff. There's lots of assets. But I think. Because in the past, Bethesda, the dev team have brought people from modders' side, but the modders that they bring on aren't people who do back-end engine stuff.
Right.
They tend to like make more quest stuff or house mods or whatever.
Well, they tried to improve the engine of Skyrim with the Skyrim Special Edition. That was the main idea.
So yeah,
behind it.
they made.
Well, apart from making a lot of money off re-releasing the.
No, but they made the engine for Fallout 4, and then they went, oh, we can now import Skyrim to that engine as well, which took them, I want to say like 2 years or a year and a half or something, which I think slowed down development of Fallout 4 and all the DLCs because the DLCs were really anemic. Like, there's no like big Fallout 4 DLC really, other than like Far Harbor, which was a complete rip-off of a mod from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know. I understand that they put a lot of effort in, but they do release buggy messes.
Yeah. Anyway, should we go back to loot boxes? Because that's what we were originally talking about. So we're talking about Warner Bros. So I just wanted to...
Oh yeah, Warner Brothers is then below Bethesda.
Okay.
That's what we were talking about. Now I remember.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the idea of loot boxes. So the idea of loot boxes originally was that you could put a lot of content into the game through randomness, and you could have people open these loot boxes and get a cool chance of getting a prize
so like,
for some money.
We think that Overwatch's one is good.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, yes, like maybe everything should be in the game because it's like a full priced game. Like, fine, whatever. But I don't. But
the loot boxes are in the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, the mechanic to get it is in the game, so I'm okay with it. And it's only like it doesn't affect the game. Like, obviously, Jim's like, oh yeah, but they obviously want you to buy it. It's like, yes, but it doesn't affect the game, so who cares? And the progression makes you want to keep playing.
There's progression that makes you keep playing to open loot boxes that are purely cosmetic and don't affect the gameplay.
The point when it breaks down is like, if obviously cosmetics is an important thing. The point if it was like really slow to get loot boxes and get the stuff you wanted, then fair enough. Because I think the PUBG's thing, we have to like 4 separate loot boxes, doesn't combine them together to get one thing. That's stupid. That's too slow.
Yeah, and
but I agree.
You have to buy them as well.
Yeah, that's even worse. I was like double awfulness. But I think Overwatch 1 is good. Or at least, at the very least, alright.
The way Valve do it is they give you the crates for free and then the keys cost you.
Yeah, basically
so they give you these boxes that aren't worth anything until you buy a key from them, and then you can have what's inside the box.
I don't like that.
No.
I think if you're going to have that, you should have like a premium box and like a less premium box. So one's like only in game, and you could buy money for it, but primarily it's just to get in game.
Because some people are of the position that all loot boxes are bad.
Yeah,
but I think some of them have been done right. I think Overwatch is a good example.
Like I understand where Jim's coming from, where he's like, oh, everything in the base game should be like we've already bought it, right? But I don't have a problem with it at all. Like,
you look at free-to-play games like League of Legends, games like that wouldn't exist without microtransactions.
Yeah, but
without
that's
loot
true.
Boxes added.
But Jim's okay with that. He doesn't like it in he's okay with it in free games.
Okay.
He doesn't like bringing things that support free games because it's free to games that you've already paid for. They made money from it already, which is his problem. But I'm still okay with Overwatch's system. So
I think it's probably the best one.
Yeah, I think it's the best premium one.
I mean, Guild Wars 2 has a bunch of cosmetic ones.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's not the best
one of the most profitable ones out there.
But it does have problems, though. Because, like...
Well, you're going to talk in depth about Guild Wars 2 next week when the expansion pack comes out. Right?
Yeah, but I can talk... Well, yeah. I'll just briefly say, like, I don't... Like, a lot of the late game crafting in that is clearly based around, like, you have to, like, pay money to get it.
Right, but you can turn gold into gems, which is the currency for the shop.
Which I've done recently, which was useful. But you can get everything. It's just that they've made some of the ascended tier stuff like really slow, and I honestly think they're trying to make it so you have to pay money to be able to get it quicker. And I don't like that they've purposely made it like it's like stupidly like how slow and how much materials you need to get it.
Yeah.
And it's like they've clearly done that. I don't like that. They've clearly done it just so they can make money. But everything else before that is fine, in my opinion.
Are you still going to get Shadow of War? Because
no.
It's really put me off this.
It's really put me off it, but I'm there still might be a good game there. It depends if you can play the game without having to deal with all the bullshit.
Because people are saying, oh, it's loot boxes in a single player game.
Yeah,
it doesn't affect anyone else but you.
Yeah, but it affects me. I care about me. it's going to affect me if I have to use the flipping loot boxes.
Yeah, but what if you're saying? But
If I don't,
is that some parts of the game must be based around
you get
having to buy
boxes,
loot boxes, because otherwise, why would they be there?
Or it's been forced in by Warner Brothers afterwards, which is the best case scenario.
We've seen Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, which was ruined by forced in loot boxes.
I absolutely hope it's a Deus Ex thing. Because if it's actually if I don't want to play the game if I have to get loot boxes. I understand that Deus Ex is like extra stuff ruined the game, but again, you don't have to use it, and I wouldn't. Yeah, and it's completely, and it's not affect the gameplay doesn't make you have to go and buy it and things.
Loot boxes in single player games is always a bit of a grey area, isn't it? It's always a bit confusing. Because on one hand,
can it ever work?
No one else is ever going to see the results of you opening a loot box. But on the other hand, they must change game development around making the loot boxes.
I'm a firm believer. If you've got a system where that you can pay for cheats or you can pay for loot boxes, then it properly implemented, inverted commas, properly as in it's awful.
Well,
it means that they've changed the gameplay to be worse.
Some people would argue you should be able, when you buy a game, you should be able to play it the way you want to.
Yes.
So if you want the service to be able to skip a certain part of the game by purchasing loot boxes, you should be able to do that.
Why just make it a free thing?
Well, in the ideal world, you would. But why would any game development studio put time and resources into that if they couldn't make money off it?
I guess, but normally they have debug stuff they could just implement. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the cheats from either Ratchet and Clank or the old PS2 games are debug cheats that they've just implemented and burn things.
Because Toby Biscuit was talking about this in a video a while back, where he was talking about Mad Max, and someone wrote an article about how they loved the game, but they didn't really like the combat, and they wished there was an option to just skip the combat because they didn't like it.
They like the story and and the writing around, I guess.
And they're talking about the idea of when you have a game, you should be able to play it the way you want to play it. If you don't like a certain aspect, you should be able to skip it.
That's where modding support's really good. If you put modding support in a game, someone can make the game, they can remove the stuff they don't like and add new stuff. Like an complete overhaul mod. Yeah,
that's very true.
So in my opinion, I think more studios should put more effort into creation kits.
Because you should be able to enjoy media the same way, any way you want to. Because when I watch Turtle Biscuit's YouTube videos, I find he talks too slow sometimes. So when I watch it, I can watch it at 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed.
Yeah, I don't have a massive problem with that, but I understand a lot of people do want to listen to it slightly faster.
That's me in changing the content so I can enjoy it more.
Yeah, exactly.
But with video games, it's very limited at the moment to what you actually can change drastically about the game in order to enjoy it more.
A book and a film you could just skip.
Yeah, if you had a book, you could literally just go to any point of the book you wanted to.
If you had a VHS tape, you could just fast forward.
If you didn't like where the story was going, just close your eyes.
Oh, do you think watching Phantom Menace on a VHS tape fast forward would be hilarious?
I know for sure. Daniel, my brother, he got Phantom Menace on a VHS tape for his birthday.
Okay.
But I don't know if we still have it. We definitely don't have a VHS player.
No, we got rid of our last VHS a long time ago.
But yes, we did have Phantom Menace on a VHS tape.
I think only Red Letter Media has VHS tapes and players these days to just smash up and break with hammers and power drills.
Watch classic movies on.
Like Night Court. My favourite.
Anyway, is that what we're going to say about loot boxes?
I think I'll go back to what you said earlier. Is really dampened my. Yeah. Because when Shadow of War first was shown, it's like, this actually looks really good.
It looks like the first game, and they can
better,
and they can improve on some of the aspects of building an army of orcs and then sieging a base with your army.
I'm still hoping that you can still play the game without having to deal with any of the bullshit. So I do not want to deal with any of the bullshit.
Yeah, if you can, I think I'll definitely try and pick it up.
Yeah,
on sale or something.
I'm gonna have to. Exactly. I'm gonna have to wait until lots of reviews have come out, basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be I'll buy it after it comes out very quickly, I guess, but not anymore.
Oh, one last thing. G2A now has loot boxes. So you can now buy a loot box and have a chance of getting that one game you want, or the 50 different shovelware there is on G2A. It's called G2A Loot, and they have on their website a test that you can go over. I'll just skip to it. So these are the loot boxes. and you can do free tests to see what kind of sample loot you get from these loot boxes.
Even if they're not making games, they're just selling games.
It's. I don't think.
Oh, some shovelware.
That is shovelware, isn't it?
Yeah. They put like, Fallout 4, No Man's Sky, Dark Souls, and they put like a bunch of like shovelware games that nobody wants in them, basically.
So I honestly believe that we should bring on China's thing. Like, if you have a random gambling thing, you should have to put percentage chances to get each one, so you can clearly see the transparency of what they've done to make it a really greedy system.
Yeah, did you see that T. Martin and Pro Syndicate didn't get any actions taken against them?
But however, if they did do it again, they
FTC.
would get fined hugely, to be fair. But yeah, no, they should be fined as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think they should be. But at least there's now a precedent set. They should still not be supported.
We still haven't seen the events of the Phantom Lord case, though, because he actually changed the numbers when he went onto the betting service.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing not to disclose that you're the owner of a gambling website and promote it,
But deliberately...
but to change the percentage of when you know the gambling's going to be good to make it look a lot better.
Yeah, he has like
misrepresent it.
direct control and like changed it just for the video. So
That'll
I
be
assume
interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I assume everyone else just like continually did it so they could see it. Oh, on to the big one.
PewDiePie. So we will not be talking about the politics of what PewDiePie did. So if you don't know, PewDiePie was on a live stream playing PlayerUnknown Battleground.
And he got very
He
annoyed.
was shooting someone and he dropped the N-word. And it was a huge controversy. Of course, we don't agree with him using that word.
No, I think the N-word is like the worst word you can use.
But we won't go into that because we just want to say... we want to talk about the next thing that was very strange that happened. The developer of the game Firewatch actually filed a DMCA copyright claim against his videos that he'd made on Firewatch because he didn't agree with the language he used on his video. I think on the next article, Sean Vanneman said he'd be filing a takedown notice on all of his Firewatch content and the future content from Campo Santo Games. So this is kind of strange because it says on the website of Campo Santo Games and Firewatch, you are able to you're able to stream and make videos of any of their content and make money on it. They said that on their website, and then they retroactively removed a series of videos.
He did it in the past, like 2 years ago, right? Like, Firewatch came out 2 years ago.
So they retroactively removed a video through DMCA for the use of this word of PewDiePie streaming another game. It's just very strange.
So basically, he went, oh, he did something bad, so I'm going to do something bad as well.
I mean, if he signed a contract with a morality clause with Firewatch, then they would be well within their rights to remove those videos.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't be a DMCA.
You can DMCA a video based on
okay, so it's like a breach
clause
of
in a contract.
Yeah, absolutely. But they would talk to him directly, not go through YouTube, though.
The scariest thing, though, is that a lot of lawyers have looked at this. They said that Firewatch is well within their rights to do this.
But a lot of other people said they're not. Because it's a grey area.
But the problem is it's a grey area at the moment that no one has gone to court over a DMCA takedown request.
So at the end of the day, we don't know if it's...
We don't have our patient zero yet for
No.
this. Whether Let's Plays
Luckily,
are protected
I will
under
say
fair
this.
use.
Luckily, this won't be patient zero, though.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact because PewDiePie is not taking this to court, or vice versa. He's just removed the videos.
You are under the opinion that Let's Plays are transformative content and they're protected under fair use.
Yeah.
Whereas
so
I have an opinion that Let's Play specifically, when they have no commentary and are just literally the game, are not transformative enough to make a Let's Play protected by fair use.
If it has no commentary and it's just the game, absolutely. Like that should like the opposite of fair use. It should be like you're just showing the game. I mean, for most games, it's still not a problem because the game isn't linear, and obviously Firewatch is linear, but for the most part, like you can walk around a little bit and do something different, but it's still like a primary linear game. But PewDiePie's content, he always talks over it, regardless of what it is. And in the end, yes, if the game didn't exist, he couldn't make the video. But people don't go to watch it because of the game. They go to watch it because of the person behind it. It's a personality thing on YouTube.
Well,
so in that case, it is definitely transformative, in my opinion, because
I think
they're there for their
videos
opinion.
that PewDiePie made were transformative enough to be protected by fair use, and I don't think
And
the use of the DMCA takedown request should be weaponized against people you don't
no,
like.
exactly. You can't
just use copyright law to attack people.
You can't use
you
any
don't
law
agree with,
and go, oh, it's okay because like
no
it's,
matter who they are.
no, exactly. It's like the alt right versus like I'm slightly political here, but like SJWs versus alt right. They both use like terrible stuff against each other. And they go it's okay because they do it as well. It's like no, that's bad. If you're going it's okay, but we know it's bad, but it's okay because they do it. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You should never use something incorrectly, ever. And yes, I think PewDiePie should be reprimanded in some. Like he could have just said like we don't want you to show any of our games ever again.
Yeah, they could have just reached out to him and said,
Never show.
"Can you please take down your videos? We don't want to be associated."
Because
with our
apparently
brand."
he was gonna just remove the video.
He privated them,
Yeah.
and they still went through with the DMCA takedown request, which puts a strike on his channel.
Yeah, but so I understand like they should just contacted him either publicly or also like DM and going like we never want you to show our games again. He's like okay.
Because this was a way of trying to shut him down by giving him a strike.
I understand
and
that
encouraging other people to strike him to shut down his channel as an act against.
I understand
this sort of
that
language.
Sean clearly thinks that PewDiePie is racist, which I disagree with. But I understand that what he said was horribly wrong,
Well,
and he wants to like stop that. But this is the wrong way of going about it, and he's doing something equally as bad, in my opinion. But by no means does it mean that PewDiePie did something right or what he said was okay either. They're both doing something wrong.
I definitely don't think it was okay at all.
No, absolutely not.
And if it was if it was something he went through legally, and if he signed a morality clause in a contract with Santo Campo Games, and then he took down the videos, I think it would be perfectly legal.
I think the point,
perfectly okay.
The point I'm trying to make is like it doesn't matter. You can't punish someone and like you can't do something bad and then punish them by doing something bad as well. It just makes you a hypocrite. If does that make sense?
This feels like we're going to see a lot more people getting DMCA takedown requests as a result of something they did that wasn't even related to copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's the problem. A real problem.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
And I don't know what we can do to combat this until Let's Plays get taken to court.
Yeah, until Case Zero happens.
A judge decides whether Let's Plays are protected under fair use, which they have been assumed to be for so long because of how profitable it is for game developers to have their games on these big platforms.
Even if in the worst case scenario, it'll still be fine. Because I mean, we still have Nintendo who like you can't do a Let's Play unless you go through them.
Nintendo will DMCA you. They've
yeah, exactly.
Done
so
copyright requests against the
podcast
just for showing them for a couple of seconds.
So to me, the worst case scenario is Case Zero happens, whatever game it is, whoever it is, it'll go to court and it shows that it's not protected under fair use and you have to get a license from the company. Well, but I think there's will be lots of companies that go, you're absolutely free to do what you like. You can stream it, you can make videos, you can monetize it. That's fine.
That's what people were getting annoyed about, was that they said publicly on their website that you could make Let's Plays of this content, and then they retroactively revoked that access.
Yeah,
because of something unrelated to their game.
And like they didn't even bother to like talk to him personally.
As a result of this, speaking about public opinion. Firewatch is getting review bombed at the moment.
Really?
On Steam because of a result of this. I can look what it is at the moment.
So I guess PewDiePie and him are getting review bombed, I guess, technically. Because they're both getting bad ratings from it.
I'll have a look. Because I think it's mixed recently. Yeah, the score on Overwatch recently is mixed, where it was very positive.
Yeah, people like this game. Well, I think it's still a good game. But I understand why people. I understand why people
said it was a good game and he enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I understand why people are review bombing it. But yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, very mixed. If you read the recent reviews, it'll be.
That's the proper one, I think.
Here we go. I have no intent to buy a Trace game, but I watched some YouTube play and was tempted. But now, after what Childlessly did towards PewDiePie, I've lost interest and respect. People are very angry
in the end
about the abuse of the DMCA takedown in order to censor someone.
In the end, it's more of like PewDiePie did something childish and like disgusting, and then they did something childish and disgusting in response. And neither of them...
Two wrongs don't make
it
right.
So both of them are getting equally review bombed, I guess, because they're both getting massive dislikes, I assume. The last PewDiePie video I saw had massive dislikes. When it was the response video, I think, like the first response video he made to the problems on the live stream. So yeah, I think neither of them did anything right, and they should both be reprimanded accordingly. And I think they kind of are.
No, I think but PewDiePie really needs to think about it because he has a huge audience. He has 54 million people. Yeah. And when you're saying stuff like that, it's really not good for anyone.
But I will say that I do currently, at the time, believe that he is sincere, that he knows he did something wrong. Like, that doesn't excuse him at all. Like, saying that he admits something doesn't excuse him, for sure. Like, I just hope he's trying to not do it again. That makes sense? Like, because he must have gone really angry. Because his response is he wanted to say something. He got really angry and he wanted to say something, the worst thing he could possibly say to this person. So that's what he said. Which makes sense, because to me, it is the worst word you could say, just on its own by itself.
I think we said in correlation to DMCA copyright requests and not about the event itself.
It's difficult, though.
Anyway.
Let's just move on to the other meme of the...
Well, I was just gonna say, We Happy Few.
Oh, you want to
Yeah, I don't have a picture for it, but it went from $30 to $50 to prepare for leaving early access. What happened to the 60s drug-fueled Bioshock looking game that turned into the early access survival shovelware that it is today?
It didn't make enough... I thought they were trying to fix it being just a normal survival game. I know it originally released as a normal survival game, but didn't they just not make enough money so they had to go to a publisher?
Well, I think people really wanted to play the story mode, but they didn't really do enough to make it.
Well, it was still in early access, so they haven't done it yet. They've only done the first not even act, the first chapter.
It's leaving early access now, which is why I put the topic, and it still doesn't really have a single player campaign mode that people wanted.
It does seem to be coming out early. It hasn't been in early access that long really either.
It's
a
been
year.
There a while.
I thought it's only been a year.
We Happy Few.
I feel like it's been just over a year, but maybe I'm misremembering that. Yeah, July 2016.
Oh. Isn't that when it came out?
Yeah, that on the release date for early access is when it was put on Steam.
It definitely wasn't put on Steam that late, was it?
Yeah, it's only been just over a year. It's already coming out of early access.
Okay, well, it's still in early access as we speak.
No, but yeah, it's coming out pretty soon.
Recently removed massively negative reviews.
Yeah.
People really...
a lot of reasons it's not worth the money, which is fair enough.
They're marketing it still as a AAA game, and it's still missing so much of what the game looked like it was going to have.
Yeah, which is why I find it really weird that it's in a year and a bit it's coming out of early access and they haven't added everything they want. It's just really weird.
It's just weird because people saw so much potential in what it could be, and it just turned out to be this early access survival.
The first pass of it, the first early access, it was this. They just added default survival elements, but I from what I understood, they were changing it so it wouldn't be just a survival game and try to make it. But I guess it didn't make enough money, so they had to go to a publisher.
We'll have to come back and look at this in a year or so and see if if when it's finished its development, if it came to be the full game people wanted, or if it just is stuck in development hell.
Yeah, it doesn't help that it's gone through like the publishing equivalent of We Happy's Few main theme conforming.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll talk about Bethesda now. So Bethesda made it so that they added the Creation Club to Fallout 4, and they made it so the Fallout 4 mods that were added with the Creation Club were auto-downloaded onto your Fallout 4 game, and they broke free mods that already existed.
yeah, so the agency in the top right has the Creation Club news thing. Like that was an update,
Yeah.
and it broke mods.
Yeah.
Which are like, if it was like just a normal update, because sometimes updates do break mods, that's
Yeah.
fine. But because it's an update for mods, for their own paid mods, it kind of rubs the wrong way that it broke free mods.
Yeah.
And that's awful.
And you were forced to download mods
Yeah.
that you didn't want or own.
And I even, because it broke my Fallout, and I was like, oh, can I backdate it? No, you can't backdate it.
So one of the things they said when they were making the Creation Club was, you must create an original mod. We will never take a free mod and just convert it into a new mod. And that's exactly what they did.
Well, they took the same idea at least. They didn't like just take it.
They added like the stealth armor.
Yeah.
And, the backpacks.
I don't know why they... Well, I've also heard that the Creation Club isn't very good for making mods. So at the moment you can only make armors.
On PC it's a bit of a clusterfuck. On console you can now buy some, remade mods that are, some people believe are worse than the free version.
But you could already download it for Xbox, just not for PlayStation. So it's
what
really
people
bad.
have been doing, if you can now get on the Nexus, is people have been modding in mods to stop the mods that Bethesda have modded in.
They haven't modded it in. They've updated the mods in to be more paid for, to get the mods to buy, to download the mods, to install the mods that are already downloaded.
What was it Jim Sterling said? It was like, when modders have to mod in mods to stop the mods you've modded in from modding, your game's shit.
Yeah, your idea is shit.
Yeah, your idea is shit of the Creation Club. So we were like kind of hopeful that this would be the catalysts for third-party game developers to make money. That it's just turned into the normal expected Bethesda shit show.
There's always a negative, and there's always a way to take it really bad. There's always a way to take it really good, and they decide to take it the bad because they're Bethesda, basically. Because this does not seem to be supporting proper
paid mods too.
Because let's be honest, there's already a paid developer who makes mods, which is for XCOM. That's the correct way of doing it. Not make paid mods. Pay for a development team to make a mod so they buy more of the game.
Make a third-party expansion, basically.
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, I'm talking about it's the Long War or something.
The Long War.
XCOM 2 Long War, which is XCOM 1 Long War as well, which is where it originally came from.
They just released the DLC, is it War of the Chosen?
Yeah. Which looks really good, by the way.
It's like a full expansion pack.
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't add things at the end, it adds... Yeah, it changes lots of stuff. I watched Toby video, it changes lots of stuff, and it adds, new mechanics, throughout the whole game. Which is really cool.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting when games do that, though, because sometimes you want it at the end because you want to experience the game normally. But then sometimes the DLC come out and you'll get, the Game of the Year edition, and you won't have experienced what the game is like without the mods.
You can turn off the DLC and it's back to normal, though.
Okay. But it's kind of interesting when you...
Yeah, I think it's interesting, but as long as they make it so,
because some people never play the original game and they get, Game of the Year editions.
Yeah, I think as long as the Game of the Year edition has it so you can turn... it's still separated DLC, you can turn it off. I think it's still good. But yeah, I would agree, it's annoying when you can't just turn off stuff in the Game of the Year stuff.
We'll move on to the final topic, which was Steam was blocked in Malaysia a week ago because there was a god fighting game. I'll show you the god fighting game. It was called Fight of Gods, Jesus Returns trailer. I actually got recommended this in my queue before this controversy.
You got recommended this?
Yeah, I got recommended this.
Isn't this a shit game? Was this a...
I don't know. It was it was in my queue just because, I think. And it showed a 2D fighter where you could be
lots of
Buddha or God or stuff like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great.
It looks like a meme game.
It does. It's not asset flippy. It's just like low effort vibes.
But it was
I don't
kind
know.
of interesting that the whole of Steam was blocked by the Malaysian government because they didn't like the idea of like Jesus fighting other deities in a game.
But if the other deities aren't real, what's the problem?
Well, you can't really say that.
No, from their perspective. Sorry, I'm not saying like I.
Oh, well, showing an important prophet or a messiah fighting people in a game
I
is
guess.
very much no for them.
But what if they just got the game to change their name?
But the most interesting thing was the whole of Steam was blocked in Malaysia
not just the
instead
game.
of removing the game.
Yeah.
But as of reporting, it's now banned in Thailand too, as well.
So Valve was just like, why don't we just ban the game in your country?
So now the game's been banned in Thailand, and they are given access back to Steam.
Yeah, why didn't they just do it in the first place? That's so weird. I don't know. I assume we can still buy it normally, right? If we really wanted to play this game. It's still on Steam
since
for us.
September 8th, Valve has removed Fight of Gods from sale in
Yeah.
Malaysia, and Steam has since returned in that region, although some ISPs are still blocking the Steam store because of the controversy of this game. I just saw it and I was like, that looks shit. Kind of interesting that you can get a bunch of gods to fight in a 2D fighter, but it doesn't look like it's done very well.
No, it looks really
So I
cool
was like,
animation.
I just went past it in my queue, and then I got the news up. It just said, Steam is blocked in Malaysia because of this game. And I was like, isn't there so much more shovelware offensive shit on Steam that could have got it blocked? What about Badass Babes? Why hasn't that been blocked? Why hasn't that blocked
What's
Steam
wrong,
everywhere?
what's wrong with Badass Babes?
What's good about Badass
It's
Babes?
amazing.
I don't know.
It's the game I own.
You own Badass Babes
Badass
now?
Babes is a good one. I
Okay.
think it's an amazing idea.
Yeah, should we move on to... Are we doing your wish list this week? How much time do we have?
4 minutes.
Okay.
So maybe, but I haven't anything about it that too much. Oh, actually,
What is Pixel Traffic Risky Bridge? What do you have to do on this? Casual indie racing, family-friendly arcade.
I don't know. It just looked interesting to me.
What do you have to do?
It's just like a puzzle thing for the roads. I think I don't know.
How are you controlling the car?
I don't think you are. I think I'm trying to control the road. I'm not sure.
This looks trash. This looks awful.
I thought it looked okay.
It looks like a game you get on your phone.
Yeah, I guess. It's only 79p though.
Maybe my standards are just too high then.
What, for 79p?
No, I didn't know it cost 79p.
It was a cheap game. I was just like, I want it. Like, oh, it's okay. It's okay
You
for the
just
price.
play this while you were listening to a podcast on music.
I thought it was an alright.
Plus, you're listening to the Inbetween podcast.
I
On
don't
YouTube.
need to listen to it. I'm already hit.
Yeah. You get the inside scoop.
Thing is, now I'm actually looking at this again. I'm not actually sure how the roads are working. Why are they stopping? And
It's very confusing to me.
You don't seem to be controlling the car.
Apparently, it's 4 kids. It's the studio is called 4 Kids or something. Yeah, the publisher in the studio is just called 4 Kids.
Not to be confused with 4 Kids.
No, not the people who copyright strike
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Beyblades and Yu-Gi-Oh cups.
Yeah, not them.
No. But so you have the 4 Kids bundle. I think the idea is they make a bunch of family-friendly games that you can sell to parents to get their kids to play.
That's only 79p. I'm okay with it for that price. I'm just a bit confused by what are you actually controlling?
Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in this one.
No,
to be honest with
that's
you.
fair enough. Oh, he fell down. That was
Okay.
riveting.
Right. Anything else? What's the last day of June? Let's have a look at this one.
It's a very good question. I don't remember actually. Is
A
that
deep,
the
interactive adventure about love and loss, beautifully depicted and offering an intense cinematic experience? What would you do to save the one you love? Is it a walking sim?
I can't remember what the genre was actually.
It's a cinematic experience.
I think it's just like a choice thing. So it's like a.
Do you just watch like a video, or do you walk around?
I think you walk around and then
You're in a wheelchair.
I don't know. I just thought I
touch
really
paintings. I'm
I really-
understanding the story now.
I really like the art
Probably
style.
going to make gamers cry. That was a comment by PC Gamer.
You can't trust PC Gamer.
Why not?
I don't know. They said that this can make people cry. I mean, maybe it does. So
Nobody's got any eyes in this, and it's very upsetting to me.
yeah, I like the creepiness to the character design, and then the beauty of the rest of the game, and then the
This
creepiness of
looks
stuff.
boring to me.
Yeah.
Not interested.
I-
It's just like something you could watch a film and probably have a emotional connection to
Yeah,
it.
but it doesn't have the same art style as any film that I've seen.
Yeah, but you could probably make it. It's not a game.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it from the main people that made them? Brothers was just the same publisher. So they seem to have Brothers.
It's an original dev.
So I guess 505 owns the rights.
505 is the publisher,
Yeah,
and
okay.
they did
Payday.
Payday
What?
2 Ultimate Edition.
And Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Okay.
Look how many of their games I am not interested in.
What's wrong
Wow.
with Hawken?
I'm just not interested
Oh, okay. Fair
in
enough.
mech games. Really,
Fair enough.
that aren't Titanfall. Because Titanfall's cool.
I thought Hawken was cool as well. Cool as well.
No,
I
it's
think-
just
I think-
very interesting.
That the trailer for that, like, if you either like or you don't from that, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, Balrum. What the hell is this? Balrum is an old school hybrid turn-based open world RPG with deep tactical combat. Explore a huge living fantasy world with dozens of side quests next to an epic main quest. Grow your own crops, build your home, and craft your own custom items. So it's kind of like
A survival game, but
Terraria style.
Yeah.
Build your own house.
I've
and
seen
explore.
quite a few of these types of games, but this was the only one that actually kind of interested me. It actually looked interesting in the
I'm
trailer.
doing a preemptive not interested.
No, that's fine. Yeah, like, it's not. I wouldn't have said this is.
looks awful.
No,
to
it's
me.
not for you too. But remind me of like a good RuneScape.
A good RuneScape.
That's what it reminds
That
me
doesn't
of.
exist. There is
I
no
think
good.
that-
There is no good RuneScape.
I think this is it.
This is the good RuneScape.
Like maybe I just have a different like I don't like RuneScape, so I have like a different perspective of what I want from like a RuneScape game. So it's clearly
Yeah.
not a good RuneScape. I'm gonna put that out there. But
Yeah.
for me, it's a good RuneScape. From what I can tell, I don't know. It looked
Okay.
cool. I liked it. It's
Okay,
like,
so if you're interested in these kind of games, Tony recommends it. Is what I'll say.
well, I haven't played it, so I can't.
Okay, Tony
I
would
can't
recommend checking it out and see.
Yeah,
if you
I'd
like
recommend
it.
looking into it. It's actually kind
there-
of cool.
there is-
And I noticed as well, what I always like to see is that there's recent updates.
There's
a
no
good-
demo though, so
No,
you
I
can't
don't-
try
I
this
don't-
out.
I don't like this.
So just read the reviews
But
and see if
there's
it's
at
something
least-
for you.
regular-ish updates, which I appreciate.
We'll finish the podcast quickly. Oh, I actually picked a Peter Molydeux tweet this week, and he said,
He's back.
"Developer question of the day: could a glitch in VR potentially harm a player?"
Yes.
Yeah, there'd be a glitch and you just get punched in the face.
No, I think it's a glitch and it doesn't show you like, where the wall is. You just bang. Your head
Oh
into
yeah,
the
I
wall.
guess that's true.
Boom!
I didn't think about that. Where you're
the actual headset. fails.
the grid where it
Yeah.
shows you can't walk and you just walk into the wall. I guess that's true. So you can catch us at vid.me/inbetweenpodcast, YouTube Inbetween Podcast, at everything Inbetween Podcast if it's easier to find us. Twitter at Scorn2000, Facebook at Scorn. I have been Joe Scorn Brace, and that is the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Still a bop. Bye.
Bye.